Hello, welcome back to school. I hope you had a fantastic Easter break. I have an Easter topic on Flipgrid, so you can tell me what you did for Easter. I would love to hear all about it, and I'm sure your classmates would too. Last week we only had 2 days, so while we started talking about Farfalina and Marcel, we didn't get to finish everything. So we're going to go back and we're still going to talk about Farfalina and Marcel. I'm not going to read the book again, but if you want to refresh your memory about the book, I'll link it down below here, and I'll also put it on tomorrow's video. So today we're going to be talking about dialogue. Dialogue is the things that people are saying to each other in a story. So I have a book here. This book is called Betsy Tacy, and I used to love these books growing up. So I'm going to read a little bit of this book, just a tiny bit, and you're going to see if you can figure out what is dialogue when people are talking and what is just the regular narration of the story. Deep Valley had plenty of hills. Betsy's house was the last house on her side, and the rambling white house opposite was the last house on that side. So of course it was very important, and had been empty ever since Betsy could remember. "I hope whoever moves in will have children," Betsy's mother had said. "Well, for Pete's sake," said Betsy's father. "Hill Street is so full of children now that old Mag has to watch out where she puts her feet down." Old Mag was their horse. "I know," said Betsy's mother. "There are plenty of children Julia's age." Julia was Betsy's sister, 8 years old. "And there are dozens of babies, but there isn't one girl just Betsy's age. And that's why I'm hoping that someone will come to the house across the street." Were you able to tell what was dialogue and what was just the narration of the book? Yeah, it was whenever the mom or the dad was talking. And of course there are other characters in here too. But dialogue is when a character is talking. And usually the dialogue can tell you a little bit about the character. For instance, what was it in this story that the mom really wanted to happen? She really wanted someone to move in across the street. Why? Let me read this again. The father said, "Hill Street is so full of children." But Betsy's mom said, "I know. There are plenty of children for Julia, and there are dozens of babies, but there isn't one little girl just Betsy's age." So she was really hoping that someone would move in across the street that would be Betsy's age. Why? Because she cared about Betsy and she really wanted her to have a friend. I'm going to read some quotes here. These would be examples of dialogue if they came out of a book or a short story, but it's only one tiny quote. See if you can figure out what this says about the person who's saying it. First one. "I don't like playing with you. Go away." You can tell that the person who's saying this seems to be irritated with somebody and wants them to leave and isn't really being a very good friend. "I think your drawing is beautiful. I can tell how hard you tried." How could we describe this person who's talking? They are being really supportive of their friend or their classmate or whoever it is that they're complimenting. Now, we don't know everything about the people that are saying these quotes because we only know one quote. But the quote tells us a little bit about who they are inside. Now, there are quotes in Farfalina and Marcel. And if you haven't already done it, you have a sheet like this. Using dialogue to describe. When Marcel says, "I'll wait for you," what does that tell you about Marcel? Remember, you are not going to say Marcel is nice, because nice doesn't describe things. So you need to be a little bit more descriptive than just nice. On Flipgrid, I want you to use the word reflection in a sentence. Reflection is when an image bounces off an object or a surface. So if you look in a mirror, you are seeing your reflection because your image is coming off of that surface and reflecting so you can see it. You could also see your image if you were to look at a pond. So use the word reflection in a sentence on Flipgrid. Bye.